I really and truly did.
That's a good one. I missed
Whenever I fill in for whoever I fill in, I try to be like them.
That was good though. That was quick.
When I fill in for Ricky, I try to be like Ricky. I bring Oliver in. He starts barking.
Got it.
Yes, there's another one. You're on fire tonight.
I never had to fill in for you though, Mike. So
that's true. That's true. I'm kind of a control freak that way.
You're just Cal Ripken Jr. over here.
I am trying. As soon as I say that, I'll get hit by a car going to Taco Bell tonight. So, thanks. I'll be on.
I guess I'll have to fill in for you.
There you go. You have to come down here and sit in the old chair and pull up the fake spaceship Earth. Yeah, we had a family over for Easter, and they're like, "I love your
selfie wall."
My spaceship. I know people are probably like, this guy is, what a basement. What a basement. He's got a spaceship Earth. So, yeah, I was like, oh, well, you got to do what you got to do. That's it. Really, it's practical. It hides all the crap behind me. So when we were doing podcasts, you can't see what's behind me. And the basement's clean, but there's a couch behind me and a TV. Nobody wants to see what I'm watching on TV. So, all right. It's MLB Network all the time. So, okay, here we go. Hey to Lisa, Margie, Alfred, Lonnie, and homesteading with the Herberts. Oh, is there registration tomorrow?
Weren't we gonna have like a special guest today, Mike?
Were we?
Just an inside joke between you, me, and Ricky and Pam. Were you gonna have like a guest host join us today? Like from like this email you forwarded us? Never mind.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, they really want to be on this show.
I still want to know what's up with the one category. Why that one?
I'm telling you, man.
Everything.
I'm telling you, that was intense. Yeah, that's kind of emails I deal with on a Monday morning some days.
But still, that one stands out for me. I don't know why.
I'm saving that guess for ratings for sweeps week.
Yeah. You got to save it for February
yeah, totally. Yeah, you are on fire.
It would be good theming. It'd help your brand. It'd help your ratings.
Oh my God, I can't even do this show now.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'll just sign off. I'll go eat some tacos.
There's Mike.
No, I really do. Elizabeth's making tacos.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh man. Okay, so if you have questions, put them in the live chat. We'd love to answer them. We have some in the inbox, and we're getting cracking right now. Here we go. 2073. Welcome to episode 2073 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are having a great week here in the middle of April. Taxes are paid, hopefully. And we're cruising into spring right now, and I'm getting ready to head down to Walt Disney World a week from tomorrow. So getting excited for a quick cheer weekend down to the Holiday Inn Express, Disney Springs. But you know what? Everything's an adventure, and that will be an adventure with a bunch of cheerleaders. But then again, I'll get to stay and do some other cool stuff while I'm down there. So I decided to look at it like it's chunks. Cheerleading, and then you get to go have your Disney stuff too. So we're actually going to talk about that a little bit on Friday, but it's Wednesday, so it's time to answer your listener questions. So joining me today, we have the question answerer of the year, of the decade. She's from themouseforless.com. Ricky's joining us. Ricky, happy Wednesday. What's up?
Happy Wednesday. I'm so glad to be back with you all because, last week I obviously wasn't here. So I am happy to be here and with you guys today because, I was in Nashville last week. That was fun. It was for a work convention, but it's always good to be home too. So.
All righty. Glad to have you back. Yeah, we saw that you were in Nashville for the CMAs.
The CMT Awards. Yeah, that was so weird. Like I could watch that. I was watching them perform as they were performing on my phone. So that was so bizarre.
I was looking for you on, in the crowd or, popping up.
I was at Old Red, so there was no way you would have seen me.
All right. Pam Forrester couldn't join us this week. She is on top secret business, but we have the ultimate pinch hitter. We're headed up to the mitten. Your friend of mine, # Scotty G. What's up, Scott?
Happy Wednesday, Mike. Happy to be here. Big shoes to fill, but I will really and truly do my best.
There you go.
I love it. Love
There
it.
you go.
Okay, so before we get to the listener questions, couple things. We're recording, of course, live on Monday for Wednesday's podcast as you're listening here on the feed on Wednesday. We hope that you got your registrations for Marathon Weekend 2023. I can't believe we're already hopefully locked in and ready to go. But Scott, how do you think things We kind of talked about this on Sunday night's live show that'll come out tomorrow on the feed. How do you think things went this year if you're looking into the future here?
I'm a pretty positive guy, and I'm going to say as long as you were logged in 10, 15 minutes before the 10 o'clock registration, you got what you wanted. So if you're planning and you're smart, you got what you wanted.
I hope so. Yes. So if you're listening live here, may the force be with you in the morning. Yeah. Be on early and be on many devices. That's all I can say. So also shout out, like Kathy says here in the live chat, shout out to the Lizards. There were a few Lizards that completed the Boston Marathon today as we're recording on Patriots Day. So happy Patriots Day to all of our friends out in Massachusetts. And Boston, I watched that on the TV this morning, and it amazes me that these people, they show the professional runners in the Boston Marathon and they're clipping by, at like mile 19, like, oh, that was a 4:42 mile. I'm like 4:42 mile. I'd be scared running that fast for like 10 seconds. Like, and this is like at mile, 19 or 22. I'm like, it is crazy how fast these folks run, but congratulations to everybody who got out there. And how about a little breaking news? A little breaking news here at the top of the show. I found some, Ricky. I'm kind of like you. As I was waiting for you to join us, I was scanning Twitter. Little Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind breaking news. You want to know something?
All right, let's go.
I have the track list that will be randomly selected for you when you ride this ride.
Nice.
But I am all in on this ride now. Listen to the songs that they're going to be playing while you're on this ride.
Got it.
I don't know anything about the movie. I still watch a movie.
Yeah, you should watch the movie. Yeah.
But when I see this track list, I'm all in right now. Okay, so here we go. Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? That's a rocking song.
Yeah.
Conga by Gloria Estefan.
Seriously?
Dude. I mean, it'll make me want to go to the old restaurant at Disney Springs.
It just makes me think of my mom, so that's funny.
Everybody, baby, do that conga. What was that restaurant called? I forgot.
Bongos.
That's right. The other day, somebody brought that up. I couldn't remember. I was like, was it Haleo? No, that's
the new one.
How about I Ran So Far Away by Flock of Seagulls? That's that's a song I always use for the Marathon Weekend recaps at the intro. Yeah, that's a good song. How about a little Disco Inferno by the Tramps? Oh, this ride is going to be unreal. One Way or Another by Blondie.
Yes.
And finally, here's the best song I think of all of them. Scott, you'll love this song. I have a feeling.
I'm liking them all.
How about September by Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that song speaks to me for sure. So they're all really good. But yeah, September. Actually, I think Tears for Fears, Everyone Wants to Rule the World is my favorite on that set list.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
just love the start. So the little story behind that song, like the start of that song has this like nice little intro guitar solo that kind of plays the same notes over and over. Every time that song comes on and I'm near my dad, he restarts the song and plays it again. He can't listen to that once. He has to restart the song every time. That's how much he loves it.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Oh my gosh. But I mean, any of those songs.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is that the final playlist then? It's gonna be like how it is out in California, where they just randomly play one of those tracks, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, this is breaking news from www.magic.com, and they say this is the onboard music track list, and it's confirmed. And it says it's random, so you don't know what you're going to get. But
so I think it's going to be like a Mission Breakout, where they just select one song for your ride through.
Yes.
So it makes the experience a little different each time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say my least favorite, and they're all good. I mean, the least favorites I would take any of them any day, but probably One Way or Another by Blondie or Congo would be my least favorite, but any of them are solid. Ricky, where do you fall? What's your least favorite of the set list?
So that's probably, sadly enough, it's probably September. I have a reason though. I used to, a long time ago, I used to be in dance. And September was the song that we danced to. And so like I had to hear it over and over and over and over and over again. So like I'm kind of burnt out on September, which is why it's probably the one that I'm least excited about. So that'll be the one that I get the most, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I mean, I think the set list is really good. You know, I think they got a really good set list here.
You drilled it. I mean, I don't even know anything about the movie, but I was like, when I saw this, man, I was like,
These songs aren't even in the movie, though.
They're
like,
not. They're
these
not.
are different.
Yeah, it's not the awesome mix.
It's not the awesome mix. Yeah. But these are still good songs. So
pumped. So and Len Wilcox, my good buddy out in Maryland, it's got Sparty as his avatar there to warm up to Scotty G. He says no disco duck. I mean, maybe that's like a little seasonal overlay at Halloween.
Oh, there you go.
Who knows? You gotta save.
No, actually, the seasonal overlay is you and I singing "Don't Stop Believing."
There you go.
That's pretty scary. So
that would be scary, of course. All right, let's get to the questions. We have our first question of the day from, and I just lost it. Glazer's World on YouTube. What's your favorite snack in the Magic Kingdom? On our way to Peter Pan and Buzz Lightyear with an Ohana dinner later. Yum. So they're watching right now from the Magic Kingdom. Favorite snack go-to, Ricky? Where are they going to, because I got to go right now.
They got to go right now. I mean, I'll give you savory and sweet. Savory, I think, would have to still be the cheeseburger egg roll from the egg roll cart. And I think sweet, I got to go with the All-American Sundae over at Main Street ice cream parlor. So
yeah, you can't go wrong with the ice cream at the All-American. It's a mini No Way Jose.
It is.
It's not portable. Even though I've seen Scott make a No Way Jose portable too. So
I mean, we've seen me make a No Way Jose portable, but probably not in the way that you would like to do it.
That was dangerous, Mike, because that was like a 110-degree day. We were outside.
We went a long way with that thing. I mean, but where there's a will, there's a way. All right, Scott. So good snack there for the folks out there at the Magic Kingdom right now.
So Ricky took my egg rolls, so I'm going to go. I mean, it takes a little bit of work. You just can't walk up and get them. You will order some corn dog nuggets and then split them with your group, so you don't get too full on them. Just grab a few of those as a little snack.
Good call.
I would say, too, I saw earlier this week that they have new snacks, the confectionery. There's 3 of them based on Snickers candy bars. Like, they look, and I'm not even a Snickers guy. Like, I think nougat is the grossest thing ever invented. I've said this, like, nougat gags me. Like, it's like eating an eraser to me. I've said that my entire life. Like, kids would bring me Snickers when I used to teach, like the mini Snickers. And like, everybody likes Snickers, I guess they think. And so I couldn't eat Snickers, man, because that like dry, it just tastes like eating an eraser to me. So, but I don't know. Like, I saw pictures and videos of these snacks at the Magic Kingdom, and they all look rocking. I might try one. I don't know if like they've baked out the nougat or what, but there's some. I'd swing by the confectionery tonight. But I mean, if you're getting Ohana, you're going to be hurting. Because have you ever left Ohana like comfortable? Never. I'd never.
No.
I'm always in pain. Always in pain. Ash is asking, hey, does anyone know if the Starbucks is going to open at Epcot? Ricky, do you know on that? Because today, breaking news, the old Starbucks at Epcot closed.
It is closed. And the new one is going to be in it's the Connections Cafe, right? Or is
it's
no?
Correct.
Okay, right. Okay. Creations and Connections, they're both very similar. I again don't know why they went with both those in the same area, but anyway,
it's the Concoctions Cafe.
The Concoctions Cafe would have been a better choice.
But you're forgetting you have to say Ep in front of it. Ep Creations, Ep Connections.
Got it.
The Epcot connection.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, obviously that is getting closer and closer to opening, but we don't have any idea on like officially when it will be. So, just keep paying attention to social media because that'll be the first place that you'll find it. But if you are looking for some sort of coffee beverage, I would absolutely suggest one of the Joffrey's counters that they have. There are multiple in Epcot. There's like 4 of them. So you have choices on where you can find one. And if you just need coffee, it is a good choice. So if you're just a Starbucks, homer, well, then you're kind of out of luck. But if you're looking for coffee, Joffrey's is good.
And I would say, too, if you go to a Joffrey's and don't get a pink donut, you're doing it wrong.
See, I've never gotten the pink donut.
What's wrong with you?
So I got the turkey leg donuts last time, Mike, without the pink donut. And that worked out very well.
Yeah. So we got to tell the story. You sent me a picture like at 8:00 in the morning. I'm sitting down, getting ready to start my work day because you're an hour ahead of me, at Walt Disney World. I don't know. You're like Caribbean Beach or Riviera somewhere, like getting ready to get on the Skyliner. Picture of you, beautiful day, sunny blue sky behind you. You're on vacation. I'm getting ready to work. So I'm like, you got it looks like you're sitting there with 2 turkey legs in your hand. I'm like, what is he eating turkey legs? Like 8 in the morning. What is
they
he
did
doing?
look like turkey legs after looking at that photo. And so I shared it to social media and I said, turkey leg or donut? And then everyone thought one was a turkey leg and one was a donut. we fooled the internet, Mike.
They look good. Yes. And Len's asking about the construction currently at Epcot. Like, what's the status of that for folks that haven't been there? I mean, the middle of Future World's still pretty tore up, but it is. I think we're turning the corner though, because like we were talking, Scott was mentioning last night on the live call-in show, is that they're making progress because they are being able to make these paths a little more direct now. Like you can go in front of the old mouse gears, the creations shop now, and you don't have to. You don't have
to go to all the way to Mission Space and turn around that way. You can actually go past the Connections Cafe.
But it's still kind of a mess. But we're seeing progress. I mean, the Moana attraction is starting
coming along. Yeah,
you can see that they're building up now. Yeah. It's not just piles of dirt. So that's good. Let's see here. Jessica has a question. What rides and locations are not open during the Deluxe Resort after hours? Is everything still open for these nights? I haven't been to these. Have anybody three of us? Scott?
I've been to a couple of them. Yes. So for Epcot, the first time I did it, which would have been over Wine and Dine in November, they did not have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but that is now included since then. So that's huge.
That is huge.
Because there wasn't a whole lot to do, like depending on where you start the night. So we were, we watched Harmonious, we hung out a little bit, and then we're in the back of World Showcase. So there wasn't a whole lot we could do because Ratatouille wasn't open then. So we did, Frozen Ever After. I mean, if you're in Future World, then obviously you have those attractions up there, which are good. Magic Kingdom, when we did it, so I don't have an official set list, but like we didn't do Jungle Cruise. I don't know if it was just because we got to it at like 1 a.m. Maybe it was open for like the first hour. I don't know for sure, but we definitely ran into Jungle Cruise not being open, and the People Mover wasn't open either when we tried to get to it. But it may have been open at some point. We just tried to do these things like right as it was closing at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
so maybe they had already like shut down a little earlier. But for Magic Kingdom, most everything was open and it was glorious. Highly recommend it. It's no secret that I love these. I love like the after hour events that you used to pay for. So having this built into my deluxe resort stay already is just extra bonus, and I can't recommend them enough.
All right, good stuff, because you've been there and you did it and you were raving about it. I remember you was like, this is awesome.
That Magic Kingdom. I remember, like I said, like I was posting on my social media. I posted every timestamp for every attraction we did, and we like did everything basically in those 2 hours. It was awesome.
Yes. So have fun, Jessica. Have a blast. All right. Sean's got an email here about horseback riding in the email. Well, not horseback riding in the email. There's an email about horseback riding. Hey, gang, I'm going down in late September, and it'll be the first anniversary for me and my girlfriend, who I actually met on my connecting flight from Maryland to Orlando.
Oh, my gosh.
Southwest making the love connection right there. I mean, you got to be careful who, if you're A35, A36 might, be your partner for the rest of your life. You don't know. Who knows? I want to make the day special, a special one. So I was going to look into horseback riding since she loves horses. My questions are: 1, what does the horseback riding session usually cost? And 2, what would you recommend for dining that night? I was thinking potentially California Grill or Topolino's Terrace, so we can watch fireworks to end the evening on what I think will be an amazing day. Love all the work you guys do. Sean. I don't know how much horseback riding is. I haven't looked it up. Ricky, maybe look that up while.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
But Scott, I mean, he's going like real fancy there for the dinner.
Like
California Grill.
This is it. This is what I'm all about.
I mean, you got to propose that night. I mean, that's just if you're doing those.
I mean, if he doesn't, I'm gonna be there because I'm most likely.
He's planning on doing that. Left that out of the email. His girlfriend probably listened to the podcast, and we probably just have given it away now. So good job, guys. What's wrong with you two?
I mean,
But
I'm a guy. Like I don't think 2 seconds ahead. Because in my head, I was thinking, where do you have dinner after you go horseback right now? I was thinking Trails Inn, like you make it a whole like hoedown kind of thing. Right? I mean,
But Mike,
it's cheap.
but second off, though, like if you want to do it right, you don't propose there. You propose on a flight because that's where they met.
Okay, all right.
And you get some Southwest staff involved in it. They do something with the toilet paper, turn it into a heart or something, or they make an aisleway with like fake roses with toilet paper.
Yeah, have you seen where they do like the toilet paper races where they go
Yes.
straight in front? Have you ever been on a flight where they've done
No.
anything crazy
No.
like that?
No.
I would love to, though. I
It
think
would be
it'd be
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So many people are like, if they did that on my flight, I'd be so mad. I'm like, I'd be kind of cool with it.
that'd be cool. That yeah.
I'm
All
bored
right,
for
I
it.
can tell you how much horseback riding is, though. You
Okay.
ready?
Well,
All
yeah.
right, it is $55 a person, which is actually not that bad. Tax not included. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, that's a pet peeve of mine. They're like, why doesn't Disney just include the tax?
Right,
It's
exactly.
Like, I want to know my
It does in the
final price.
rooms. Yeah, it does in the rooms. I mean,
It-
like you book a room and it's in.
It is a 45-minute horseback trail ride, and it takes place. You check in at the Tri-Circle D Ranch, and it goes all around Fort Wilderness. So,
Cowboy hats not included.
right.
Nice. Okay, so let's see here.
We never landed on where I like the dinner suggestion. Now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
So I am always a fan of watching fireworks from dinner. I've done California Grill too many times to count, probably 20 times. And then Topolino's I've done recently and watched Harmonious on our spring break trip. So both are outstanding, but I'm going to go with California Grill. I think the food is better at Topolino's, but I think the whole experience of being at California Grill and watching the fireworks afterwards would cap off a beautiful day of horseback riding.
And I defer Scott because he's more into that than I love Topolino's. I've never been to California Grill, so I don't know. And Carly, I don't know what the connection is, but she says Wine Bar George. I don't know what horseback riding and Wine Bar George is.
They just love wine. Their family loves Wine Bar George.
I'm trying to make a connection. Like, is there something with horses and Wine Bar George that I'm not making the connection?
No, I think they just really like it.
Okay, that works. Okay, Tom's got a question here. What would be the least expensive transportation option from MCO to Disney property for one person with only one bag? So I'm trying to think if it would be cheaper to do Mears Connect or an Uber. Again, Uber prices vary. Mears Connect is set, so you know what you're paying there.
True.
It's going to be close. So I think it would depend on like if you're going to hit surge timing, you're probably going to be better with Mears Connect. I'm just kind of an Uber guy because I just don't like to plan it and I just like to hit it, like get there. If I'm by myself, I don't care. I'll just hit Uber, boom, jump in, and I'm out. I don't know.
Yep, in this scenario, I'm Uber as well. Yep, or some type of rideshare, Lyft or whatever. Yep.
You have a lot of options. Let's see here. We have another one here. It's Keys to the Kingdom, and it's a question from Brian in the inbox. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew. I found your podcast in 2019 when planning my first trip to Walt Disney World as a surprise for my partner Crystal for her 40th birthday. I never try to miss a show. Crystal is a teacher, and we have to go during the busiest time of the year too. We live in California and now visit Walt Disney World more than Disneyland. We've been AP members since our first trip in 2019. Our next visit will be to Walt Disney World will be April 17th for a week. Oops. Hope you're having a good time.
Hey, they're having a great time, I'm sure.
Yes. On the 18th, I have booked the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Good. I hope you enjoyed that today.
As a surprise, but I have some concerns.
Uh-oh.
The Magic Kingdom opens at 9 a.m. and the tour starts at 8 a.m. And I was told to be there 15 minutes before the start time. We're not staying on property, but we will have a car. My concern is, how do I get into the parking lot before park opening? What time do the boats and monorails start running? Are we going to be able to go from the TTC to the Magic Kingdom that early? Best regards, Brian. The good news is, yes, if you tell them you have a tour, they will let you in the lot. The monorails
can't turn you around.
Yeah, you're set.
Yeah.
And I hope you had a great I hope you had a great tour on Keys.
Follow up with how that tour went. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Let us know. All right, we have a question here from Anthony Carter. Says, hey, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scotty G. My 3-year-old has started listening to the podcast with me and always asks, where's one of you if one of you missed the podcast? I usually tell him that Pam is visiting a lounge somewhere.
Oh, that's good. That's probably where she is, actually.
She's probably in a lounge somewhere. For real, your 3-year-old is smarter than probably I am. I figure she's doing something for business. She's probably at a lounge somewhere. And shout out to the 3-year-old. I love that. Here's our question. We have Genie Plus for our whole trip, thanks to the discount we get in the UK. And we plan to use some individual lightning lanes to save some time. It's been a long time since we've been back to the world. My son has never been. Are there any queues we should not miss? I don't want to miss out on any of the great queues, especially when it's our first time to ride things like Rise, Millennium Falcon, or Flight of Passage. If I can squeeze in another question, our son loves Pixar's Cars, so any things he can do that are remotely Cars related are welcome. So happy for Mike going to Disneyland. Thanks, Anthony. He goes by Disney_Ant on Twitter, so check him out.
Oh, I recognize that name.
Disney_Ant, and it's ANT.
Yeah,
so,
I knew because I recognize the name.
Not uncle. Okay.
No.
So let's get back to queues.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, obviously, he named 3 that you can't miss. Flight of Passage.
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing: you want to do it once. I mean, once you've done it. I mean, would you do it at a Flight of Passage?
I mean, the queue is very different in the lightning lane version than it is for the standby. The standby is definitely way more themed. But I mean, let's be honest, that line is extremely long. So if I can get a lightning lane, for that, I'm probably going to do it just because I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it is a really cool line. It's a really cool queue, but I don't think that wait's worth it if you can get one. So
here's what I'm guessing though. They're from the UK. They're probably going to be on a longer trip. Probably, I'm guessing probably at least 10 days or around 10 days or greater. So what I would say is, try to rope drop, as much as you can. And like on one of the rope drop days, rope drop Flight of Passage, right?
Yeah.
So that you can see the entire queue without using individual lightning lane, without having to wait 3 hours. That'd be a good way. And then another day you could do that for Rise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but if you do Rise, do they shortcut you through? I've never done individual.
I've never done the Rise one. No.
I mean, they would have to, I guess. You wouldn't, but I don't know. What about you, Scott? How do you think about the Rise queue? I mean, there are some like lockers and artifacts. I don't think that queue is that amazing.
I don't either.
The interesting thing about the queue is that half the queue is part of the story. It's like once you get to a certain point, that's still a queue, in my opinion, right?
Right.
I mean, I know they say like
yes,
the ride starts early, but like, so I think the good stuff of the queue, you're still going to see.
Yes, I agree with that.
Lane. I mean, there's like you said, Mike, there's still like some lockers, some nice rock work and stuff too. Like
but if you miss that, I mean,
it's a lot better than Big Thunder's queue.
Well, yes, this is
true. But yeah,
I don't think you're missing much if you miss that part.
Yeah.
No, I would do the individual lightning lane for Rise for sure.
Totally. Yeah. So that's a good question though. So where do you think? Okay, for me then with Rise, the queue ends and the attraction starts when they throw you in to meet BB-8.
Yes.
See, to me, that's still a queue. Me and Elizabeth disagree on this.
Really?
Oh,
I think the attraction starts when you meet.
To me, that's because like you're still going to be thrown into a queue afterwards.
Yeah, but it's a pre-show.
That's integral. I think that's like where the ride starts for me.
Like after the stormtroopers, though, you're still waiting in a queue, so that's why I still call that queue. So
okay, I agree with you because after you're done with like
that is true. You're second.
That's why it's tough. Like it's it's both basically.
I mean, because like the stretching room, that's a part of the ride essentially, but it's also you go right back into a queue at that.
Yeah, and then sometimes you wait 20 minutes at that.
Exactly, in that point. Yeah. So I agree with you. I think it's still part of the queue. But
I still see how it's the ride starts right there too.
They will take you to that point though, with the individual lightning lanes, so you're not going to miss that part. So that's why I said I think you can skip the traditional part of the queue and just go to that part, which you won't be skipping.
That's so funny. We could have a debate on like where the ride starts.
Yeah, where the ride starts.
A lot of attractions. That's kind of.
I think what you two were originally thinking is what 95% of the people think. I agree. I think a little differently there because after the stormtroopers, I hate standing there waiting for.
I agree.
I just want to get on.
you're still waiting there for a while. Yeah, I agree that that's still cute. You are correct. Yes.
See,
yes.
okay, so here's my point though. Like once I get to where they introduce you to like BB-8 and Ray and stuff starts, like stuff has started happening at that point. Like I'm engaged. So like I'm totally free. Even though I do have to wait later, I feel like I'm in. You know, like I'm worried about it.
I get
But
that.
before that, I'm just kind of hanging out with people. You know, the whole time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a cast member at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen any action, and now I've got action happening. You know, at least I hope.
Mike's all about that action.
He is all about that action.
They gotta scoot me along.
We need to answer the Cars question though, and there's a perfect place for your Cars loving child, and that is over at Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, which is in Disney's Hollywood Studios. It is you're gonna go like you're going to Rock and Roller Coaster, but you're not actually going to get in line for Rock and Roller Coaster. You're gonna keep on veering over, and you'll see a section that's kind of open, and you'll go around the corner there, and there's a giant building. It used to be a building for events, but they realized that they needed more attractions in that park. So they created this whole Lightning McQueen Racing Academy thing. And it's really cute for little kids. So I would not miss that at all. So make sure you do that.
Yeah. Speaking of 95% of people thinking something, I bet you 95% of the people at Hollywood Studios don't know that's back there.
Oh, 100%. Because you have to go right through. I mean, you have the whole entryway for Rock and Roller Coaster. And then, so you think, oh, okay, well, that's just the Rock and Roller Coaster area. You have no idea that there's an attraction back behind there. Yeah.
But it's a cute little attraction. I did it one day when I was down solo and I just didn't have anything. I just wanted to sit down. I was like tired. I was back in that area and like Rock and Roller Coaster had to kill a long line. So did Tower. I was like, I've never done it. So I went in there. It's cute. I mean,
sometimes they have a car DJ. I think his name is DJ. That, you know,
like
play.
Car. Yeah.
No, that's Cruise. But DJ plays music and stuff like that. So sometimes they'll have him out there, and sometimes they'll have Cruise out there. I think sometimes they have another car out there too. But yeah, it's a good spot.
And also, I throw in, so say you're at the studios or you're at Epcot or in the boardwalk area, I would hop on the Skyliner, take the Skyliner to Art of Animation and walk around the Cars part of that resort, because there's all kinds of stuff you could take your picture with. It looks like little Radiator Springs. I mean, it's not California Adventure from what I've seen, but it's cute. It's cute. I mean, they got the road signs, and they got Sarge and Lightning McQueen and Mater, and can't swim there, but you could have a lot of fun. I mean, kids don't care. Like, they get some pictures.
Speaking of California Adventure, Mike, I found a photo of me with like Lightning McQueen that is like 100% a senior photo. Like,
nice.
Ricky always likes to take. I have to send it.
Yes, you do.
It is like the most epic senior photo. It's like I got like a T-shirt on, like in the 50s, and I'm leaning against the car. It's like, it's perfect. But
your video had me today buying my tickets, making my theme park reservations. I'm so ready. I have everything nailed down now. I'm set. Ricky, I have theme park reservations set for Disneyland.
Yay!
I know the day I'm going to the Dodgers game. Like, we're locked in now.
That's awesome. I'm so excited for you.
What's kind of cool with Disneyland tickets is when you buy your tickets, like you make your theme park reservation.
You make your theme park reservation at that time.
Like, while you make the purchase.
That's really smart, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. Wasn't bad. Okay, Brad has a question. Hey, Mike, hope you had a great trip down to the world last weekend. I did. My family and I are 10 days away from leaving for our trip to Walt Disney World. We are staying on property at Port Orleans Riverside, and I'm looking for advice with making a room request. I know that Riverside is a very large resort, and we'll be spending most of our time using the bus to go to and from the parks. Do you have a recommendation of a building that will be closest to the bus stop? Thanks. Brad is in New York City, 1,100 miles from Walt Disney World. So the good news is here's the thing you got to do, I think, and it's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do before you arrive. There's 4 bus stops at Riverside, right? So you don't have to worry about, like, there's one. French Quarter has 1 bus stop. Riverside has 4. So you have 4 opportunities to be close to a bus stop. But here's kind of the golden thing with like Riverside, Caribbean Beach, and Coronado is that I like to be either at the bus stop that you get on first or the one you get on last. It depends. Sometimes it's great to be on the one that you get on last, because then you just get on and you go to the theme park. But that could be a disadvantage, because sometimes the bus could be full and you want to be the first one on the bus so you can get a seat. You actually get a spot. I don't know. Where do you fall on that, Scott, when you stay at a place like Riverside?
I know exactly what you're saying. And like, I've experienced that so many times. I think over the years, Mike, I like to be on the first one.
Same.
Because
I get in.
honestly, I don't mind riding around the resort and just relaxing a little bit. Unless if like I'm in a ridiculously big hurry, like I'm late for an ADR or something, you just got to get out of there. But I love being on the first bus because then you can just relax a little bit longer on the bus before you get to your destination. And then, most importantly, you're the first one off when you get back when you're dead tired.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's most important because at the end of the night, you just want to get off that bus. You just want to get back to your room.
Mhm.
I mean, it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, but you're tired. And so with room requests, I mean, I kind of have the same answer all the time. And I tell this to my guests with the Magic for Less is that, I mean, unless you have a specific like building you're looking for or room, if you're just looking to be close to transportation, just say that because that gives the cast member leeway to get you a room that's maybe, facing towards a bus stop. I mean, they can look at it and see, and that gives them the opportunity rather than you kind of guessing. So, if you're looking for close to transportation, just say it. But if you're looking for a certain bus area, because at Riverside, I think they're like west. I think they're like cardinal directions, like east, west, south, north. Is that not? You were just there, Scott.
I was just there. They might have been numbers. No. Honestly, I was there for marathon weekend, and
I know they're called.
I cannot remember.
Yeah, because I haven't been there in quite a while. But yeah, I need to get back over there. I'm in Coronado here in a couple weeks. But yeah, they are numbers. No, they're not even numbers at Coronado either. I don't know, but I would just ask for close to transportation. All right, here's a question from, it's not Ricky, but Ricky forwarded it to me. It is from Sarah. Hello, newish listener. Love the podcast. I'm kind of confused as on where to submit my question. So apparently it went to Ricky.
It went to Instagram more than likely.
It went to Instagram and then it came to me. Okay.
Yes.
So I will ask here. My dad and his wife are going the same week as my family in September. I have them staying at the yacht club and we're at the boardwalk. Can we join him at his pool or will they check everyone in our party's magic bands? Thanks so much, Sarah. So they're at the yacht club. Well, the parents are at the yacht club and they're at the boardwalk. Unfortunately, you got to swim at your own pools. They're really strict on this. It started with COVID and then,
Well, Storm Along Bay has always been
so strict.
Been pretty firm. Yeah.
Yep.
But Mike, to go back to the previous question, you were right about Riverside. They are directional bus stops.
Gotcha.
So you got like the South Depot, the North Depot. I know it's been a while since you stayed there, but you remembered.
Look at that. I won't remember something important tonight, but I will remember that.
You'll remember the names of the Riverside.
Exactly. I can't remember what Coronados are though. I'm trying to think. I think it's just like Casitas.
So I think Coronado is the number one. I think I was mixing them up. I think because I think the second bus stop, number 2 is the first one when you come in. It's like it feels weird, but
yeah, because Coronado really messes you up because the bus typically doesn't go in the main entrance. It goes like on that Western Way side entrance.
Yes.
You think you're like, man, he missed if you're like new to staying at Coronado, you're like, this dude is taking me like off property. Like this bus driver, he totally missed the hotel. And then it comes in that little service entrance. Like, okay, good. It's all good. We're back in. Because the first time I stayed there, I was like, where are we going?
I was so confused. Well, the first time I drove there, because I stayed there so many times via bus, and then I rented a car and stayed there. I'm like, oh my God, there's like a secret gate I got to go through to like get to the parking lot. It was so confusing.
And when you run the marathon, that is the longest stretch in the history of the world right there. So just so you know. All right, Karen's got a question. It says BOG superpowers. So let's see what we got. Hey, Mike and BOG crew. We have brunch reservations for Ohana and Trattoria Al Forno. With the removal of the character interaction restrictions, have you heard when Disney will bring back the character dining? Our trip is May 1st. Hoping you can use your superpowers of talking this into reality with Disney. Thanks for all you do. Karen's out in Ohio. So we talked about it. So it will probably be announced before Wednesday when the show comes out on the feed.
Wait, character dining?
Yeah, like at Trattoria Al Forno, especially.
Trattoria, I don't know if that one.
And
I know it's back at the ones that currently like had characters. So I think it's back. I think it's back at Chef Mickey's. I've seen photos.
Yep.
I've seen photos at Topolino's. So I've definitely seen those today. So the ones that had characters before, just kind of milling around, greeting people, waving at them, those are back to regular character meet and greets. But I don't know if Trattoria will have them yet. And I kind of doubt it. I know that that's a really tough place to just, I know it's just a really tough place overall. So for characters, so I don't know if they'll be back, and honestly, I don't know if characters will be coming back there ever. So, but that's just me guessing. So yeah.
All right. So we have one last question here from Jessica in the live chat. Says, which bus stops are the princess rooms at Riverside? So that's where we typically stay when we stay at Riverside. We go up to the front, the main depot, which I don't know if that's I want to say that's the South Depot, the front one, the main right in the front of the resort. It's the very first, and it isn't the first one. I think it's like the second stop.
I think it's East Depot, right?
I don't know. It's the very front. I go to the main front of the resort. That's because that's closest to the princess rooms.
So the first stop is the West Depot, which is Alligator Bayou. That wouldn't be it. Second stop is Alligator Bayou. So I think it's the third stop. I think it's the East Depot that are for the princess rooms.
Okay. So we just walk across. So when we're in the princess rooms, we walk across that bridge right up to through the gift shop and boom, right up there where we catch the bus. So there you go. And so we're going to close out here. I just want to ask you guys one question as we wrap up today's show, because we're recording this on April 18th to come out on the 20th. You know, it's kind of a historical day in Disney history. Ricky just mentioned it was, which I wanted to kind of ask you guys about. We finally today, all over social media, we're seeing the interaction with characters. And we took this for granted for forever, you know, and, you know, like we have so many pictures. If we look at our photo rolls collectively, I guarantee you we have thousands of pictures of us with Goofy and Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and all these crazy. I have Darkwing Duck and, you know, just so many characters that we're hugging and getting autographs from, and our kids are doing that and stuff like that. I mean, Scott, we kind of talked about this. Today is kind of a milestone day that, you know, we have gotten back to. I mean, this is a special thing, especially for first timers. We've done it a lot, but I mean, this is why people go to Walt Disney World.
Oh man, it's a huge day. I had a smile on my face all day watching social media accounts just posting photos or videos of the characters. The best one I saw though was shared by our buddy Joe from the Lizards. It was at Disneyland with Mickey just walking in like town square, like just like
hanging out,
getting people selfies, and like saying hi to like these little like children in strollers. And my thought was like, oh my god, that child probably has never had this happen because they're only 2 years old, you know. So that just like kind of like I kind of got teary actually a little bit watching it. I do get kind of emotional sometimes, but that was just epic for me to see, you know, like that. You always said over the last 2 years, Mike, like what is going to be the moment when you know things are changing, when you know we've had so many different things like, oh, Run Disney races are back, so that means we're more normal now. Or we're going to have this resort. All the resorts are open, so it feels more normal now. Today is the ultimate. You can actually hug a character, have interaction with a character. We are back to normal times at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, because this is something that when you see a picture of it on social media, you just can't help but just, like you said, I mean, get emotional, get happy. You know, whether it's, like you said, the 2-year-old that's never seen this in their lifetime, that social distancing has been their entire existence, you know, as far as how things have gone. But then you see, you know, like you on the other end tonight as we're having dinner and we're flipping through our phones as we're, you know, scarfing down some tacos or what have you. And you might see, you know, some 89-year-old, you know, person like you said, out of Disneyland taking a selfie with Mickey. I mean, like, you know, like that's the other extreme to it. Like that stuff makes me so happy. So Ricky, as you were going through, because I couldn't stop, like the videos, the selfies, just, it felt good. Like today was a win. Like today was definitely a win seeing this.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely feels like we've turned a corner, for sure. And it'll be interesting because I'm going down to Walt Disney World actually this weekend. So this will be my first experience getting to interact with characters again. And I don't know how I'm going to react because I'm not like the most, you know, I don't particularly like seek out characters that much, but like, you know, I will go and, you know, and hug them or talk to them if there's not a long line or whatever. So I'm sure I will go and, you know, hug a character, you know, this weekend. I mean, when we could finally go in and see Mickey, you know, recently I went in because I was like, well, I can see him again, so I'm going to go in. You know, I didn't get emotional at that point, but I don't know if I will, you know, this weekend. So it'll be an interesting experience. So I'm excited to be able to get to see them again and, you know, give give the characters a hug, and that's going to be great. And it's so, like you said, it's so great getting to see all the families getting to, have those interactions with the characters once again. I mean, like you said, the little ones who have never experienced it before, they've never been able to hug Mickey. I mean, it's huge. That's a huge thing. So I'm excited for what we're moving towards, and that we're finally getting to this point where we can actually get together with the characters.
Well, because the story a month ago was like that kid that came up to the character and like, oh, and the cast member was like, shooing him away, which, I mean, the kid can't help it, and the cast member's doing their job, right? It's just it's
tough. Yeah, exactly.
At least now, like, it's a normalcy. But then, like, I'm seeing all these pictures, I'm getting all emotional, and then, like, when your shot to reality comes back, it was like, now you can purchase your 50th anniversary autograph book.
Yes.
Like, so I guess they weren't selling autograph books, which because you couldn't get autographs for the characters.
Yeah.
I guess they took those off the shelf, and there you go.
Oh, I missed that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, they started selling autograph books again. Now, I'm not the biggest autograph book fan. No, I mean,
I laughed,
but a 50th autograph book sounds awesome, though.
Yeah. Oh God, Scott's gonna go buy one now.
I'm gonna get my own autograph book now.
There you go. Exactly. He's gonna get all the autographs. It'll just be for the 50th anniversary now.
Don't tease me, Ricky, because I might get yours.
You probably will.
I might ask for yours.
But don't laugh, because I mean, I was like, because it was all emotional, all these pictures, like, but they did not miss the opportunity. Like,
it's a silver.
Yeah, exactly. I was cracking up, but it's just
no supply chain issues there. They were ready. That's probably why the delay was till today.
They probably had 18 wheelers behind Main Street of those things.
They were just waiting for the minute that they could get the delivery of autograph books.
Yep.
Okay,
the delivery date was yesterday. Some thought it was they wanted to wait till after Easter. No, they wanted to wait until the shipment came in.
Yep.
Okay, we can meet characters. We're ready.
We're good now.
Tanja needs a cooler jets here. She says now meal plans. Okay, let's savor the character interaction. I love her. I love her. That's I like how you think. I love how you're thinking. Let's have a week of just meeting the characters here and see what we can do. That's awesome. All right. So again, Len said the characters probably had to get they're probably cramped up a little today.
I know.
I mean, haven't had to write there for a couple of years.
It's true.
Pluto probably, or Goofy, probably got a little hand cramp.
Yep.
Careful. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks for hanging out with us for the last 45 minutes. We appreciate it every time you spend some time with us here on the podcast. If you have a question, comment, anything for next week's show, we'll get it to you before you're actually at Walt Disney World. We'll try our best. Our best. Send that to Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Just put the title there in the header there, the listener question. Also, you can join us live on Facebook and YouTube on Mondays, usually around 5:45 Eastern. We go live and be a part of the show. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget, of course, today's show and all shows are brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. They are the preferred agency of our podcast, and we take great care of our guests over there. So all you got to do is swing by themagicforless.com. We'll take care of you if you're headed down to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, wherever you want to go. You're going to get first-class service, no cost to you, and we're going to be scouting those discounts just like a, like a hound dog. We're on those things. If you have Disney Plus, and you want to go after July 8th through the early fall, Disney's paying you to watch streaming stuff, Star Wars, Marvel. If you're really like a scientist kind of person, National Geographic, I think that stuff's on there. Actually, I know it is because that's the stuff I watch on Disney Plus. I love National Geographic. Anyway, so if you want a great deal, swing by themagicforless.com, fill out the free no obligation quote form. We'll take care of you from there. Check them out again over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. It's one extra click and it really does help us out. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And also thank you to our patrons who support the show each and every month. We could not do this without you. And our patrons get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Come on over. Check it out this week. It's over at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give Ricky a follow on the social media. She's going to Walt Disney World this weekend at Ricky Nibs. Give Scott a follow because he goes to Walt Disney World all the time. Sometimes he goes to Disneyland too. He's at Epcot, and you can also check out his other account over there on Instagram, Palm Trees of Disney. Just to look, man, he posted one of Disneyland earlier this week. Chilling. It was good. And then you can follow me as well on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at BRGuestMike. I'd love to talk to you this week as we hang out on the social media. And of course, subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube. And join us this Sunday night. Again, it's you, me, and Scotty G. We'll be taking your calls because I'm taking off the next Sunday night because I'll be down at Walt Disney World. But this Sunday night, be there or be square. We're taking your calls. Facebook and YouTube, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We're going to count on you being there with us. All right, we're going to be back again tomorrow with the replay from last Sunday night's live show. And then on Friday, I'm planning a last minute trip because I just got my confirmation information this week for my trip next week to Walt Disney World. What do you do when that happens? And this was out of my hands. This is all the cheerleading company. So we'll talk about if you get a chance to go to Walt Disney World last minute, what do you do? What are some tips? We'll talk about that on Friday. So until we all get back together, then you guys out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. And Tanja is right. It is all about the food.
We actually do have breaking news.
What if I don't want to share my tips for last minute because then everyone's doing my tips?
Just good ones. What's the breaking news?
Mask mandate no longer.
Oh yeah, that was this morning.
Yeah, enforced. Yeah. Well, it's official. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get that until now. So
I'm excited.
I would have liked that last week when I was on a plane. So
who knows though? Because I mean, I'll go till next week. I'll probably be flipped over by then again.
Probably.
What was that? 2073. Even though I used to wear like the Disney ones that were like thick, now I've gone to just the paper ones, so it's not so bad. Super thin. Because
the Old Navy ones. The Old Navy ones are actually pretty thin, and I wear them a lot. So.
Is that right?
Ooh, these sound like good cookies this week at Crumble.
Oh.
Oh, I'm all in on that one.
I went the crumble cookie on Friday. I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Oh, really?
Dude,
I don't know.
What'd you get?
I got this like pink sugar frosted cookie, 3 chocolate chip cookies, and a carrot cake cookie. I like the carrot cake cookie.
That's where they shine. They shine on the specialty cookies every week.
Yep. This week they have a banana. Boston cream
pie. I know.
That one.
I got saw that. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's where they shine. I think that their chocolate chip cookie is okay. And the pink sugar is good, but I mean, it's a pink sugar cookie, so like it's nothing like special, right?
Yeah,
I love like pink sugar. I love like frosted sugar cookies, but I got Grand Traverse pie, which I think makes. And I know it seems weird, a pie company making a cookie, but I think Grand Traverse pie makes an awesome one.
Well, plus you always get the pie at Gideon's, which you say is so good. Or no, the cake.
Oh, the cake.
Yeah, I am getting that one there this time too, and I got to try that new ice cream joint too because I'll be down.
Oh, the salt and straw.
Salt and straw, yeah.
We're gonna be at things a lot.
They have interesting flavors at Salt and Straw.
Yeah, is that supposed to open this week or is that supposed to open?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to open
this week.
This week, like at the end, I think. Like
maybe
today.
I'll be. No, it didn't open today.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be there at the end of the week, so maybe I get to try it.
They had like characters out front when they opened it, so that you can hug the character and then get an ice cream, and then spill the ice cream on the character.
On the character, yeah, exactly.
No, I want to check it out. Okay, so this one might not be super long, so we'll kind of talk about stuff. But yeah, so Ricky, talk about and Scott, you've done last minute trips too.
I'll just sit and look pretty for the audience.
And the crumble cookie is 0.6 miles from my house. It's literally across the street. It's just
so mine is like 60 minutes from my house.
Oh, 60. Okay, that's a lot. Mine is.
I got Grand Traverse pie.
Yeah, the crumble's right by my house. I mean, it's closer than Taco Bell, which is dangerous. All right, so this is 75. I'm gonna see. I'll pull up some ADRs, see if I can get some ADRs, and see what's available for next week. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2075 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. We've made it to another weekend like we've been doing here on the show for over 14 years. It's amazing how that happens. And for all of our teachers out there, you guys are trucking on towards a summer vacation here shortly. You're making it. You're almost through April. So strap in. I know state testing is happening all around the country here shortly. I just remember my teaching days, like mid-April to late April was like stress city. You're not the summer yet. And this is the most important teaching time of the year because you're trying to cover all the things that are going to be assessed on the state assessment where a lot of teachers are judged. It's not right, but that's how it happens. And you're like, oh my gosh, my kids have to know how to do 39 skills, and I got to teach them in the next 7 school days. So have fun with that, and good luck with that. But know that a great summer vacation is coming up soon, and we appreciate all of our teachers. Just want to shout out the teachers today here on a Friday, and everybody else, but especially the teachers today. So joining me today, we're going to have a fun show talking about planning a last-minute trip to Walt Disney World. And speaking of Walt Disney World, last minute, she's there right now. We have Ricky, but by the magic of podcasting, she's here with us too. But we're heading down to Atlanta, Georgia, where she's broadcasting from at this point, but she's actually in Disney as you're listening to today's show. But you can catch her over at themouseforless.com. We have Ricky. Ricky, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And yes, today, when this comes out, I will be at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I wonder why.
Why?
Has something to do with the Earth, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe it has something to do with Earth and anniversary of the park, or something along those lines. So
So I saw that they're going to have some new characters on flotillas. I think I saw was one of the things.
Yeah, they're celebrating obviously this week because it is the anniversary week and also Earth Week. So, I'm excited to. I haven't been to Animal Kingdom in a long time, so it's good to be heading back over there. So, we'll head over to Animal Kingdom and we're gonna go to Epcot. And we're just going to have a good time. Got a little Hollywood Studios action going in there. No Magic Kingdom yet, but I'm sure we'll park hop. So, I'm looking forward to a fantastic weekend in Walt Disney World this weekend.
We're going to talk about that Magic Kingdom predicament here in just a second with today's topic, because that goes right along with what we're going to talk about.
There you go.
But joining us today, again, if he was in St. Louis, he'd be Jose Oquendo. He's the secret weapon. He's the ultimate pinch hitter. He can play all 9 positions if you ask him to. Your friend and mine, hashtag Scotty G. Scott, what's going on? And also Disney's Animal Kingdom's biggest fan. So he's a little
thank you. Thank you for that introduction. I love that little title you put on me. Maybe we should put that in my lower third here, Scott Gardner.
I would, but I'll not change that all out.
But I make a point to go to Animal Kingdom every single trip, sometimes twice a trip.
Wow.
Just love it there. Just a cool environment. Love the music. Love the atmosphere. It's just like every other Disney park. It's just fantastic. But happy to be here on a Friday. Hopefully I'm going to play some golf this weekend because the weather is going to be better in Michigan finally. So thanks for having me.
You did give up some, you're welcome, and glad to have you. Thanks for coming on and filling in. But you did give up golf there for a very special occasion, which I'm so glad you did. It was your mother-in-law's birthday. Yep. You had the choice to golf or to dinner with mother-in-law, and you made the right call.
I went with the mother-in-law, and know what I learned on that trip? I had no idea, but our great friend Jocelyn has been booking them a trip where they're just going to be at Universal, no parks. They just wanted to see some palm trees and some sunshine. They couldn't find a hotel anywhere in Florida, really, so they're staying at is it Sapphire Falls? Is that
Sapphire Falls?
So they're going to stay at my in-laws right now. Ricky are at Sapphire Falls, not far from where you're at.
Nice.
They're just hanging out at the pool for a week.
That's awesome.
That's the very blue and white hotel down at Universal. That's what I remember, because I remember we did that training and they're called hotel inspections when you go on these AEPs, these trainings. And I mean, we were down there because we did all the Walt Disney World hotels. We did all the Universal hotels. We did all the Disney Springs. We saw so many hotels. And, so like they start running together, the ones you hadn't stayed in, because I was like, I've seen French Quarter, dude. I don't need to see the rooms in front. I've stayed here a million times. I've seen Pop Century. But, you're going through, so you don't want to be rude. But I just remember Sapphire Falls. It was very nice, but I just remember it was blue and white.
It is blue and white.
I'm like a teacher. I'm like, okay, that's the blue and white hotel. And then Royal Pacific, that's the Polynesian at Universal.
This is true.
And Cabana Bay, that is Pop Century on steroids. I had all these like little tips, but it's a cool place. But I mean, Hard Rock. Ricky, Hard Rock's its own thing. Like it was rocking.
Hard Rock is definitely its own thing, man. It is crazy. And you can actually rent a guitar, borrow a guitar and play it, which is kind of cool.
Look at all this Universal chat.
I know.
Hey, you've stayed at a Portofino, right, Scott?
Yeah, I've been at Portofino. Yep.
That place is sweet too.
It was sweet. It was really nice. I just wish the weather would have been better when we stayed there. Like we really couldn't take advantage of the pool. I do have this great memory though of Steve Forster and Elizabeth doing like this. They played some pool game and there was like 2 little kids with them and they were just like so competitive. It was entertaining to watch. But Portofino was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Competitive is what life's all about.
Yes.
Life is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was, I swear, like they were gonna take down some kids over like a little plastic toy, but it was entertaining for me and Pam.
it's not about the prize; it's about what the prize symbolizes. Totally,
Yes.
that's what it's terrible.
You're absolutely right.
I know it's terrible. Anyway, so today we're working real quick though. You mentioned before we get into my story because today's kind of about me, which I hate.
Well,
but,
I mean, when isn't it? But that's fine. Yeah.
well, besides Earth Day, though, I mean, do you have anything that you're going to be doing that people can watch on social media just so they can kind of look you up? So that,
Yeah, absolutely.
What else? Like, what's the goal?
So obviously, a big goal is to experience Epcot for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. So I went for a day at the beginning of the festival, but now we're in the season where the blooms are really starting to pop and everything like that, and the topiaries are growing in nicely, and the flower beds are growing in great, and you've got the butterfly house where there's actually going to be butterflies in there and everything like that. So I'm gonna go around. Brian's going to be with me this time, so we're going to try a bunch of food booths and just have a really, really nice time for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. And then, like I said, probably head over to Hollywood Studios for a little bit on Sunday before we leave, just to kind of, of course, get in a little good Hollywood Studios time because we do love that park. And since Animal Kingdom usually closes early, I'll probably try to sneak over to Magic Kingdom on Friday night after the park closes or a little bit before. But it's just we've got some plans. May have some things. If we were talking before, the rumor is that Salt and Straw is going to be opening this, potentially this week. So if that opens, I'll head over there to Disney Springs. Of course, I'm going to have to eat some ice cream, right? If that opens. So
you should probably clarify. Salt and Straw is the new ice cream place that actually, and this tears me up. And my wife even mentioned this. I was telling her about it last night. Is that this is actually in the slot where Ample Hills go at Disney Springs.
So it's cool as Salt and Straw's coming, but what do you do when you're at Disney Springs when you want a dessert or a treat? There's like 15 different options. Like
ice cream is different, but I always want ice cream. Like they need ice cream because
you can get ice cream other places too. At Disney
where else
Springs.
Besides Ghirardelli though? That's it.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you just put me in my spot, in my place.
Check.
Give me a couple minutes, Mike. I'm gonna come up with something.
No, but I mean, you're right. There's tons of dessert. But I mean, I'm just like in the summer, man. I just need ice cream.
Oh, you can get ice cream at Sprinkles too. They have ice cream.
Yes, you can. I have gotten that there, and you can also get it at the donut shop too. Maybe.
Everglades, yeah.
Can you? No, maybe.
But there's places to get ice. There's places to get ice cream.
Hey, let me play the music here. We're gonna play a game. 10 seconds.
Where can you get ice cream?
Yeah, 5 and 10 ice cream places at Disney Springs.
Oh no!
But but it's so dessert heavy. I mean, I'm glad to see something else coming in. I mean, I'm not gonna knock new stuff coming in. But
all right, here I'm just throwing it out there. Here's what they should bring in. It may not, it's still snacky, but I think it would be genius. It's a diner. Put it in the diner. All right, we know how popular the egg rolls are at the Magic Kingdom. What if you had an egg roll, different kinds of egg rolls in a cart, or at one of those booths? I think it would be good. I'm just saying.
There's a food truck that has that in that little food truck garden there on the west side.
Yeah. You could do that, but I think they could have taken over, one of those little kiosks and put in an egg roll area. I think that would be really good. Do it, Disney. Just telling you.
You know where the ice cream, where the Salt and Straw needs to go is actually sorry, I know I'm going off topic.
Today's topic does not take that long. So this is but I'm doing this on purpose.
You know where the Salt and Straw needs to go is the hub of the Skyliner is at Caribbean Beach. You need to put an ice cream stand right out there.
Yes.
The only concern is though, people bringing ice cream onto
the
Skyliner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They just have a rule that's very clear: no ice cream on the gondolas. That would be so many people go through there because you have to get off at.
That's true.
At Caribbean Beach, and then you can just go get some ice cream. They could set up a cool ice cream.
Not the worst idea. Or some sort of snack stand there. Either way,
outside the Joffrey's. Yeah.
Joffrey's is great, but some sort of snack stand would be really good over there too. So I mean,
see if you did that. I like this. I like that we're spitballing this right here. Okay, so let's think about this. Okay, so you have an ice cream stand at the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station. But see, here's what I would do. I would buy a cone I would get it. Say, like in the line. And so I'm always trying to judge, okay, how fast can I eat this cone and how long is that line, the Skyliner to Epcot?
Yeah.
Usually it's not that long because the Skyliner's super
It's
efficient.
moving.
It's super quick. Yeah.
Okay, so usually it's not gonna be a factor. And you probably the only time it's long is in the morning. You're probably not gonna have an ice cream cone at 7:30. But here's the thing. You would have to almost have like if you're riding on the highways through Tennessee. I don't know, you guys probably don't drive. I drove to Disney all the time, but if you drive on like 75 or 24, like through the mountains of Ricky, of like southeastern United States, they have these like truck runoff lanes.
Yes.
If your 18-wheeler gets like out of control.
I've seen these actually. I've seen these, Mike.
Yes. So it's an ice cream runoff lane. Wait, I didn't get my ice cream eaten. Hang on.
So you get like, you should have only got like a single scoop, but you got a triple scoop.
Right.
And so you misjudged it and your gondola is ready. So now you got to take the ice cream truck runoff lane and just kind of park over there in the gravel till you finish your ice cream. Then you get to hop right back in.
I was wondering where you were going with this, but you brought it back real nice, Mike. I'm just saying. You were going off on a tangent there for a minute. I'm like, I'm just going to go with him and see where he goes. But that was nice. You brought that right back.
Well, where else would you put the ice cream? So if we're getting all these treats at Disney Springs, where's another place where you could put it? I mean, with the Boardwalk's got their boardwalk ice cream shop or whatever it is.
So again, now Ample Hills is gone. I forgot about that last trip. But
that's true. I mean, they could have put it there, but of course, and just taken back over the boardwalk one.
The TTC could use a little love. Like
TTC, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, before you get back to your car or whatever, like you just eat some ice cream in the parking lot.
But again, you have that problem of you're at the TTC and you're thinking you misjudge it. You're like, oh, I can eat this before I get on the monorail, and then the monorail moves faster than you think it is, and then you're stuck. So
so we just figured out why there's not ice cream spots near transportation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know where it would actually work way better than the Skyliner station. I mean, if you're talking practical purposes. Put a ice cream stand on the way out of Epcot towards the bus stops, because those bus stops, I'm always waiting a good 30 minutes. I mean, maybe it's because I'm always staying like a Pop Century or someplace that's got 7,000 rooms. But I could probably eat like a quadruple scoop and still like have a cheeseburger after before my bus comes at Park.
Here's where I've said time and time again, needs better snacks, has terrible snacks, all things considered, and that's Animal Kingdom. I'm sorry, Scott. I know you love the park, but their snacks are trash. They really, really, really could use some updates.
Okay, they have the best snack in the world. They have corn. Okay, corn is awesome.
I'm with you. I like corn as a snack. It's boring at home, but it's fun on vacation.
The best corn.
The only corn that is good is the corn during the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, which they have right now, and I forget which booth it's at right now because it's at a different booth than it has been in the past few years. That corn is good because they put a garlic butter spread on it and it's fantastic. But the corn that's at Animal Kingdom is not in a garlic butter spread. Therefore, it is not good. It is just plain corn. I'm out on plain corn. They don't have very good snacks. No, it's terrible. I'm not a fan of Animal Kingdom and their lack of snacks. Like that's just, it's not good. They need better snacks. I
think they have great snacks. They always got those like cool carts like on the pathways,
No, they don't. They have Mickey ice cream bars, and that's all I see. They may have cool savory stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Those are never open, first of all.
Sometimes they are, but you're true. They're closed a lot of the times. Yeah,
exactly. But they don't have a lot of sweet stops. I'm just saying, and I don't like Dole Whip. So the one place is out for me because I'm not eating.
I guess we just got to bring the animal poo back.
We do, right? That's what I was getting to. We have to bring the animal poo back.
They were shaped like animal turds. I'm just saying.
We got to bring it back. It lasted 1 week. It needs to come back longer.
My apologies, Mike, for derailing us. I know that's another topic, but anytime to talk about ice cream and snacks,
I taught sixth grade. This was like a Friday teaching sixth grade right there. It took me right back to like 2012.
Hey, at least it was on topic with Disney, because goodness knows we would have gone completely off topic on something completely not Disney related.
And the corn, all I think of is the corn, Ricky, and you can appreciate this. Six Flags in St. Louis, there was a place called Colonel Cobb's right there by the River King mine train.
Yes.
Where you can get the corn.
All right, that's good.
But I will say about corn, though, like I love the Animal Kingdom corn. That's fine, Ricky, that you don't like it, but like Mike, when we're at Disneyland, though, we have to get corn out there because that is like a Southern California like rule. Like you have to eat corn at Disneyland. So we're gonna get some.
I'm eating everything. I'm gonna
Yes.
come home and not be able to walk. But okay, you got it real quick. What's the name of the Mexican thing? I got to get it. The character.
Oh, chilaquiles.
I gotta get a shirt. I gotta get the Quiles.
Those are the best. Yeah, it's the best.
You just keep
Mexican
talking about
food
these things.
breakfast
Like,
thing.
I mean, yeah. So chilaquiles. I'm ready.
If you have it on day one, you're gonna want it every day. So like choose wisely when you want to have it in the trip.
Well, I'm having it on day one. That way I can enjoy it for a week.
Okay, there you go.
So I don't want to miss out. I don't want to be disappointed. Okay, anyway, so to today's topic. Hopefully you enjoyed that 15 minutes of just total randomness. But I mean, we can only do that on a Friday. And you're just hanging out with us. We're having a good time, getting ready for the weekend. So today, I wanted to talk about, we're headed down to Walt Disney World actually next Thursday. So in 6 days. Now, here's the deal with, I'm a travel planner, but I did not plan this trip. Again, I've talked about this. This is the cheerleading trip where we go down with Mallory's cheerleading squad, and it's called the Summit. So it's this huge cheerleading competition. It starts, first of all, with Worlds. Those are the best cheerleading athletes in the world. They're the highest level. Then we come in, we're the Summit. We're kind of the middle of the pack. And then after that, there's some smaller gyms. They're just as good of athletes, but they're just smaller gyms. And it's called the D2 Summit. So there's like 3 different weeks of this going on over at ESPN Wide World of Sports. So if you're down, bottom line is, Ricky, well, you're down there, you're going to see a lot of cheerleaders this week, but you're going to see the world's cheerleaders, which are the crazy, like ones you'll see on like Netflix. Like these are the ones you'll see this weekend. The ones that are like on that cheer show.
Gotcha.
There was a show called Great Whites they're all there this week.
Okay.
Anyway, so we'll be down on Thursday and they compete over the weekend. Like Mallory competes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So anyway, getting to the planning, I stay out of this. Let me just tell you. You might think, well, Mike's a travel agent. Mike should go to that gym and be like, let me just tell you how we do all this stuff. Mike has gotten smart in his old age. There are 9 squads going to Summit at our gym, and there's a ton of cheer moms involved. And you do not want to butt heads with cheer moms. I've just learned this. If you've ever hung out with cheer moms and cheer dads, they're competitive and they have opinions. So I try not to even let it. I mean, they all know at this point that I do a Disney podcast. They know that I'm a travel agent, but I have nothing to do with any of this. I'm just a spectator. I go down, I nod my head. They're like, we're doing a team dinner at Planet Hollywood on Friday night. I'm like, we'll be there.
Okay.
Tell me what time.
It's not going to be good, but all right. That's fine.
No, you know what? Because I haven't been there. I went to the media event back when they redid it. And actually, I had a really good chicken sandwich there.
That's good.
It was made by like that Guy Fieri guy. I think
Yeah. I forgot.
It had some like sauce. I remember the chicken. I can't remember sandwich. Like
he's connected to that restaurant, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but he's
also the chicken guy too.
I don't even know. The chicken guy. Yes.
I mean, I doubt that sandwich is still on the menu. It was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But the thing is, here's how I'm looking at it. I've never even eaten there. So good or bad, it's going to be a new experience. The girls are going to love it. Like they're playing at Hollywood. They're going to have fun. So I'm like all about that. So anyway, I'm not planning this trip, but so here's the focus of today's show. So we were recording the show on Monday. So on Monday afternoon, Pam finally, I have been on her, and it's not her fault either. She's been on other people up the chain. I'm like, okay, we're going in. This was like 3 months ago. Like we're going in 3 months. And then it was like, we're going in like 60 days. Then it was like, we're going in a month. I need to know the confirmation numbers to tie everything into my Disney experience.
Right.
So we can make some theme park reservations and like start planning this trip. Mm-hmm. Well, just today, 10 days before our trip, I get our confirmation numbers for their tickets.
Nicely done.
So immediately link Pam's with our package, the girls, Pam and Mallory, get 3-day park hoppers. So I link Mallory's ticket to my Disney experience, Pam's ticket, and then I have an annual pass that's still available. So right then, everybody's now got tickets. We're staying offsite at the Holiday Inn Express. I'll be smart. And so first thing, what do? I go to make theme park reservations. What do you think? Well, Ricky, you probably know. What do you think the situation is today when I went to make theme park reservations as a non-resort guest? And as a regular for Pam and Mallory is just a regular ticket holder.
I'm gonna guess that you had trouble making theme park reservations because things were not available.
All right, there was one park available. Which park?
Oh,
For
Epcot.
2 of the 3 days, Epcot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do when you're making a last minute trip? Now, the good news is they have park hopper tickets. So, and the thing is with the gym's rule for this trip is the girls cannot be in the theme parks on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because it's a business trip, right? They got to cheer.
Gotcha.
But they have 3-day tickets and we're only going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, I mean, we're only, if they can't be for those 3 days, they only leaves 2 other days.
Right.
So I did make a reservation for Sunday that if they happen to not make the last day, like make finals,
Gotcha.
we have a backup plan.
You have backup.
Anyway, so what do you do?
Mike's going to there's going to be a headline, 6'4" trips girls headed to gym.
I want them to hey, did we just not talk about how competitive I am like 10 minutes ago? I want to win bad. I will.
But you really want to go to Hollywood Studios too.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care about going to the studios, but I would rather win. Because they came in 4th a couple of years ago and it was like heart-wrenching because we almost won. We were so close. Dang New York team. Anyway, so I made them for Epcot. And so we have park hoppers. So we're going to go to the Magic Kingdom. We're just going to hop later in the day or hop to the studios or, whatever we want to do. But that's what you got to do. I don't know. So Ricky, when you plan last minute trips, because you'll head down, like you say, you do this all the time. Like, oh, something's going on. I'm going to drive down for the weekend or for a couple of days. Like what are your concerns when it comes to last minute trips? Things like this.
Obviously making sure you have park reservations is going to be key. It's the one reason why I really, really detest the park reservation, system, because it is instances like this, where you can't make a reservation for one reason or another. And then, by the time you have the ability to make a reservation, you are completely out of luck. You only have Epcot to choose from, or even worse, you don't have any park you can choose from. So I feel like that's a super frustrating thing to me. And that's why, I've really started trying, and it's hard because I'm like you. I'm kind of like a last minute person, trying to make those reservations as soon as I know that I am going to be going to the park. So now the part that makes it harder for me is I only get 5 reservations per,
which is what I went into when I was making my theme park reservation, because I made them for the 2 girls because they have tickets. I have an annual pass, so I go into that different pool.
Exactly.
The funniest thing though is I had all 4 parks available to me. I had all 4. Weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, I should just leave them.
Yeah, right. Bam. But that also
becomes Animal Kingdom.
Right, exactly. But that also becomes a problem because I have this trip here in, this weekend, right? But I also have a trip planned for later in May. So my problem is I have to split, because if I want to make sure I have reservations for some of those May dates, I have to make a decision on what I do with these. So you really have to play kind of the game, because you only have 5 reservations. When I didn't have that problem, I could just go, which was great. So I really wish they'd get rid of the reservation system, and I know they love it so very much, but it makes life so much more difficult.
I get it. Let me ask you this, okay? Because that was the first time I ever ran into the 5 thing, because I always have an on-site reservation. I'm always a resort guest. Like I'm always going from the resort guest thing, and you have a lot more to.
You have more when you're a resort guest.
Days. So, like you get 5 because I saw that I had 5, so I only made 4 because I'm going to be staying longer. The girls are flying home on Monday, but I'm staying down for a couple other things. But like, when do they replenish? Like you get 5
after you use. So the day you use the first one, then you can get that day back. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like a rolling.
It's a rolling thing. Yes, exactly. So, but that's the frustration is like, you could, because you have 5 days and you're there longer than your 5 days, you could come up to the point where they are still sold out for every, and then you're stuck. Like that's it. Let's not get started on that. Anyway, so the other problem or issue, not really an issue, but the thing that comes up a lot when you have these last minute trips, like I take a lot, is dining reservations. Of course, especially because if you're looking for, any kind of sit down meal, you've got to make some sort of ADR ahead of time. Now I'm not the best at making ADRs. Look, it's Monday. I don't have any ADRs for this weekend at all. So what I like to do in those instances is, and when you do get to like the week of, like your choices are definitely slimmer. Until you get to the point where it's the day before. The day before, that's when those people start canceling those reservations that they've maybe made that they thought they were going to be able to go to, or, whatever. So the pool generally opens up a little bit more on the day before that you're going. So I'll a lot of times pull it up the day before, see if there's anything that I want to make, or I'll even pull it up the day of, you know, a couple hours before I want to eat or whatever. I'll see, hey, is there anything that I want to eat at this point? And that sounds good. Again, a lot of times my choices are limited, but I've been to enough Walt Disney World restaurants and tried enough things that like I'll generally have, most of the things are still pretty good. So when it's limited, I'll go, okay, this choice sounds good today. You know, I know what the restaurant has. That's the great thing about researching and everything like that. And knowing all the restaurants, to be able to choose a restaurant that sounds good to you at that moment that's available to you. So just be flexible. That's kind of the best thing that I have. The best advice is for these last minute trips, especially when making advanced dining reservations, is you definitely want to be flexible because your number one choice may not be available to you at the time that you're looking to make a reservation. It may not be available to you the day before, or it may not be available to you the day of, but just keep trying because you never know when that reservation is going to automatically like surprise pop up. Because, you know, I've been down there, and Mike, I think you had similar situation where you were looking for something to eat and Beaches and Cream popped up. And I was like, yes, let's go. Well, we got it, you know? So you never know what could pop up in those instances. The ones that are sort of harder to get, I will say, Topolino's. I have actually been kind of looking for that one just, you know, offhand because I haven't been there in a while and I really like to go back for, especially for breakfast. Breakfast is just really difficult to get there. You know, so that's one that I've noticed is really hard. Things like Cinderella's Royal Table are still pretty hard, although I have seen those reservations pop up a little bit. And sci-fi, sci-fi is ridiculously difficult. I have managed to get 50s primetime before, so that one isn't as, it's still difficult, but not as bad. Actually, Hollywood Studios is usually pretty difficult to get a lot of reservations in, to be perfectly honest. But so I just kind of, you know, look and see what Tusker House, I think, is another one I haven't seen a lot of. So, you know, I just kind of look and see what sounds good at that time. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Good enough. I can eat there. We're good. They also do have, just to kind of throw this in too, the day that you're there, if you don't have anything, you can potentially join the walk up, the wait list, which you have to be like, let me tell you, when I say you have to be near the restaurant, you have to be near that restaurant. Like I've been on the monorail and saw that, you know, a restaurant on the monorail loop is open and I can't grab it because I'm not close enough to that restaurant. So even though
I'm all about that though, because that way you are invested because you're
exactly. Even though I'm in the vicinity, I can't but again, that also kind of stinks when say I'm at Animal Kingdom and I see, oh man, you know, I'm going to Magic Kingdom. I see Crystal Palace has a walk up, you know, wait right now. And I could, and it's like 40 minutes from now. I know I'll be over there in 40 minutes and I can't join it. So, you know, those kind of things that kind of are a little frustrating, but at least know like if you're looking for something in the park or in the area that you're in, you do potentially have the ability to join that walk-up wait list. Now, sometimes it says that it's not available because the restaurant is completely full for that day. But you never know, again, when things will pop up. Like I said, I had a Crystal Palace one pop up my last trip. Brian and I went for it. We took it. They said the wait would be 40 minutes. We got called for our reservation literally within 10 minutes of that. So, or of us making the reservation. So you just never know.
Yeah, good tips. What about you, Scott, when you're thinking of last minute? Because, I mean, those are good points. So the wait list, I think, is something a lot of people don't think about, but you do have to be in the proximity. You got to be right there at that restaurant.
You got to be right there, yeah.
And I'm going to go through and just, because shockingly, the day we arrive on April 28th, there's quite a few ADRs available. It's a Thursday night, though, but we'll do that. But, Scott, what have you learned, like, going down last minute? What's helped you? Like, what do you think about?
Yeah, well, jokingly, before we recorded, I said I'm not going to share all my good tips, and Ricky just shared my tips. So which is awesome.
My bad.
Because I constantly change ADRs the night before. When you're in the parks all day, you know, you get back to the room, you shower, you clean up, you're just watching TV or snacking in the room or poolside. I always get out that app and see what's available for tomorrow. Is the Cellier finally available or what? Yeah. So no, that's a great tip. What I was thinking for last minute trips though is like sometimes you just gotta change your like outlook on what the trip is going to be like. You know, if you're like, you know, you're just on a Monday, you're like, I'm just going to go to Walt Disney World on Friday. I'm going to go to Walt Disney World this weekend. Just have like a lower expectation, have a good outlook, because being at Walt Disney World doing, you know, e-ticket attractions is a lot better than being at home in a rainstorm or whatever, you know, like you're in the magical, you're living the magic, you know? So just change the outlook and just try to go for doing attractions that you don't do very often, like be willing to wait in some lines, just have a fresh look at it. And I think you're just going to have an awesome trip.
Well, here too, I mean, this is one of the things, I mean, people are down on Genie Plus, but this is like last minute trips are where Genie Plus is better than Fast Pass, because you had to book your Fast Passes. I can't remember at this point, 60 days?
60 days.
Yeah. I can't remember. I feel like it's been forever. But I mean, you don't lose a disadvantage like in Scott's scenario. Yeah. If you book, decide on Monday, you're going down on Friday and you buy Genie Plus, you are just as equal as somebody who booked that trip a year ago. And so when you think about it.
It is crazy to think. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, that is one of, take it or leave it. That is something that kind of keeps you even there. Okay. So I just want to go through and just tell you, just real quick, I clicked on dinner for April 28th for a party of 3. That's what we'll be. And I'm shocked at this many places. Now let's see if we see what these places have in common. Let's do a little study here. So now they're a little bit later times. A lot of them, we have Ale and Compass restaurant. That's a good choice. Boat Rights. That's over at Riverside. If you've never been there, Boma, Cape May Cafe, City Works, Enzo's Hideaway, Flying Fish, Frontiera Cochina. That's a good restaurant. A lot of people don't think about that place. Here's the old standby, Scott.
Olivia's.
Help me. Indian Cafe. Inside joke. The House of Blues Restaurant and Bar. Haleo. I have not been to Haleo, and I got to get there. I might have to book that one. It's at 9:45. There's no way I can eat that late. Jico, Jungle Navigation Company Limited, Skipper Canteen.
Bro, this is a lot of restaurants. I'm just going to cut you off real quick. You're halfway through the alphabet, and you've said so many good restaurants.
They're kind of late. Kona Cafe, La Crêperie de Paris. How about that? La Hacienda. Now it's at 3:30 in the afternoon. Liberty Tree Tavern, Maria and Enzo's, Maya Grill, Rock On, Nine Dragons, Olivia's, of course, at 7:45. That's a good time. Paddlefish, Paradiso 37, the best restaurant ever. No, that's good. Planet Hollywood, Raglan Road, Rainforest Cafe, Rick's Sports Bar, Sebastian's Bistro, Splitsville, Terralina Crafted Italian. Let's see, the Boathouse, Crystal Palace, the Diamond Horseshoe, Turf Club, Tiffin's, Toledo, Tony's Town Square, Trails End, Trattoria Al Forno, Whispering Canyon, Wine Bar George, Wolfgang Puck Express,
and
Yachtman's Steakhouse.
Oh,
Yachtsman's Steakhouse, I should say. But I mean, I was shocked. I mean, I thought I would pull up 6 or 7 restaurants. Now they are later in the day, but you got to.
That's the tricky part, right? They're all at 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Well, Yachtsman's at 7:30 on a Thursday night. I mean, that's
okay. I would be taking that immediately.
Yeah, Wine Bar George is at 4:30. I mean, you could eat. Here's another tip, I think, too. I mean, well, when you go last minute, you could see that as an opportunity to do a lot of counter service. Because, I mean, there's a lot of good counter service at Walt Disney World. And just supplement with, maybe every other day where you score a nice ADR, do it. But also, I think this, the thing about Walt Disney World is when I'm home, I eat at the same times. I have my breakfast right at 8:15. And then I eat my lunch at 11:30 every day. And I have dinner, depending on when I'm doing a podcast, whatever, that kind of is flexible. But at Disney World, you can swing an 8 o'clock dinner, even if you're an early dinner person, by just shifting the day and having a snack at 2:30, having an ice cream. I mean, Scott, do you do that? And just shifting, having a snack to make your ADRs work out for that day.
We've definitely done that. Or you just have to shift something in your day, whether it be we hang out at the pool longer than we originally anticipated, or we purposely eat a late breakfast because I could only get the 9 o'clock Topolino's and I have to eat there this trip, So you definitely got to make some maneuvers, but it's totally worth it in the end. And sometimes those days end up being kind of fun because you feel like you're behind your normal hours, behind your normal schedule, and just makes it kind of unique. So I like that. I like that idea, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can do last minute trips. Of course, we say this a lot that half of the fun of a Walt Disney World vacation is the planning, and the anticipation. As soon as I pulled the trigger on this Disneyland trip that I'm going on in July, I mean, I'm obsessed. I am 100% obsessed. Every time the Dodgers are on TV, I have to watch the Dodgers game now because I tell Pam, we're going to that stadium. We're going to be there. Chavez Ravine. We're going to be there. I can't wait. I'm just, and all that stuff. So, you lose out on that. but also you lose out on the agony of the 6-month wait. Like you're just gone. Like you just pack your bags and you're out of there. So Ricky, final thoughts on last minute trips, and we'll get out of here and have a good weekend. You'll have fun. You'll be there.
I will be there. Yeah. I know. I was actually not searching for dining as we were talking. Yeah, I was like, I should probably do this. Yeah, exactly. No, you know what? Last minute trips, they're so much fun. They're, like you said, you got to check your expectations. You got to know, like, I'm not going to get everything done, or I may not get my, first choice or my second choice or whatever, but I'm still going to have a good time. I'm still in Walt Disney World. I may find a restaurant or, whatever, whether it be quick service or table service that I never thought I'd dine at, and I absolutely adore at this point now. So, you never know. And you may not be wanting to go to Epcot every single day, but that would be a reason to get the park hopper at that point, So like, if that's all the reservations you have, you know what, I'm going to get that park hopper, because then at least I can hop to another park.
What the park hopper does, it gets you around the theme park reservation system.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, it's your out, because you can get into the other parks after 2.
But so just keep in mind,
Mallory's going to want to go to the Magic Kingdom, so we're going to be able to after 2.
But keep in mind, you do have to go to the park that you made the reservation for. I know. I just had a lot of times people are like, "Oh, well, I didn't end up going to that park, and it's after 2. Do I still have to go to that park?" Yeah, Unfortunately, you do still have to go to that park. You have to check in. You have to, go through the turnstiles, then immediately leave, which may or may not have has happened to my brother before, where I've gotten him a reservation at one park, and then we've been in a different park, and he still had the reservation for the first park. So, literally you walk in and then walk out and go to the other park. But just know that is something. The park hopper can be a measurable tool for you at that point. So. Definitely. So I definitely suggest getting a park hopper if you have those last minute trips.
But with those dining reservations, like I know, Scott, you were raving about a place, you ate at Turf Club down there during your trip just a few weeks back, and that's a place that's not anybody's radar, but you were staying at Saratoga Springs, and it was this, it just opened, and, restaurant there at Saratoga, and you were raving about the place. So it was good, value, great food.
Yeah. That charcuterie board was so awesome. Yeah. So definitely recommend that. And another thing too, we're talking about these last minute ideas and planning, and obviously the park reservation system is going to be the most challenging, but like the dining, you can keep looking for that too, right? There is some risk though. I wish you could just modify it and like change it. You have to cancel.
Yes,
you have to cancel your park reservation first before you can book a new one.
I wish you could modify too. Yeah,
but if you have an Epcot one, and if someone loses their park pass, like please don't blame me, but if you have an Epcot one, which is usually the one you can get, and you see a Magic Kingdom or an Animal Kingdom pops up, Studios or whatever, just keep looking for those dates, and maybe you can quick cancel and grab one. Yeah. And if it's gone when you go to get it, then just grab your Epcot one back again, So it's some risk associated with that, but they could have a big benefit if there's another park you really wanted to go to.
That's a good point. Yep. I did that actually I think it was last summer when we took Mallory's friend, because we added her later. We all had our theme park reservations. I could not get her to match up with us in a couple days, and had to keep doing the same thing. Like she had Epcot, and like we're gonna have to take her to Epcot. But eventually we did that same thing. I saw it, and I was like, okay, you hold your breath though, and you do that, man. Your heart's
I know.
Like, holy God.
So I did that once. I did it over Princess. We were just waiting for a bus for the Hollywood Studios forever at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and would not come. And then an Epcot bus came, and I was like, we're getting on that bus. We're just going to go to Epcot. So I'm in the bus, and I figured I'd get it because it's Epcot, but we're in the bus, and I have a Hollywood Studio park pass, and we're going to Epcot no matter what, because we're on the bus now. So I'm like changing the park pass as I'm on the bus.
You're doing the old
the first one that came.
You're doing the theme park roulette like we used to do back in the 2000s.
I miss doing that. That's the best.
Same. All right. Well, hey, thanks for hanging with us here on a Friday. Hope you had some fun. We talked some ice cream Imagineering with ice cream runoff lanes, and then planning last minute trips. What more can you ask here? Get your money's worth. It was free. And Ricky, have a good time down there this weekend. Can't wait to watch
you. Yeah. If you guys want to follow along, you can follow along on all social sites. So mine, which is Ricky Nibs, or you can do it on the Be Our Guest Podcast one, which is Be Our Guest Pod, or you can do it on the Mouse for Less, which is probably the better one to do. But you can do any or all three. I like that you follow on all three.
do all three at Be Our Guest Pod, though. I like that one the best.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, we do different content. Some of Mike goes down. Obviously, I share some of Mike's stuff on the Be Our Guest podcast one. So, follow the Be Our Guest Pod and the Mouse for Less. And then if you want to follow me, you can.
I mean, I'll just give you the login information for Epcot if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well just manage a fourth one. Yeah. But, at least follow those two, and then you can follow me if you want. you get pictures of Daisy and, cones. So.
Follow Scott at Epscott. Follow me at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. So we can hang out in between shows. We like that. Also, you can come over to the Discord too. I don't mention this very often. But we do have a Discord for everybody. You can go to bit.ly, bit.ly/BOGP Discord. Just come on over. I made a little short URL, so it's easy. Or you can just go to beourguestpodcast.com and click on it. There's a link. But yeah, hang out with us on Discord. We have a trivia game going on every day. Trish takes care of that. Actually, she's down at Walt Disney World. We even posted from Walt Disney World on her vacation, the trivia game. So how about that? That was pretty awesome. All right, we're going to get out of here. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel agents are standing by this weekend to help you plan an amazing trip. So just, you know what to do. Swing by themagicforless.com, fill out that free, no obligation quote form. An agent will get back to you right away, and we'll be planning that trip together. Simple as pie. Check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really does help us out. And thank you so much to our patrons who support the show each and every month. We could not do this without you, and our patrons get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. Come on over. Enjoy the fun. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. If you don't mind this week, if you have not done this already, we'd love a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. If you have a few minutes, that would mean a lot to us. And if you've done that already, thanks so much for taking the time. We sure appreciate that. All right, we're going to get out of here, and we'll be back Sunday night, live call-in show, you, me, and Scotty G. So give us a call. Let's talk Disney. But until then, for Ricky and Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All righty then.
Mike, I just sent you a chilaquiles thing.
Yeah, you did.
But the definition is chilaquiles is a traditional Mexican breakfast dish consisting of corn tortillas cut into quarters and lightly fried.
Yeah, that's.
And then you just put a whole bunch of other goodness on top of it.
Yes, it sounds good. Yeah.
With those eggs on stuff. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
And Jennifer,
the chilaquiles at Storytellers for sure. They put like eggs and all this. They just load it.
I love those kind of eggs too. And
Jennifer, Daisy is good. She just has an issue where she can't lick right now. So we have a cone to not lick.
Oh, no. I was wondering about that. Oh, and I was going to say Joe, like, I don't know if he's still listening because his AP expires today. I think you do lose your PhotoPass photos. Because they're only good for like 1 year anyway.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't renew, I say you were there yesterday, like, I think you still might have the watermark, but if you renew within that 60-day window, then they would come back.
I think it's a 30-day window.
Is it 30 days? I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Is it 30 days? Okay.
Yeah.
It is 30 on that.
Okay. I would say do it because who knows when you can buy an annual pass again.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that game. I hate it. Dude, you bought 3. Whew.
I just renewed 3 of them, but I renewed at my DVC rate, so
that helps.
So I looked at it, Mike. Oh my god! So then I looked at a 5-day hopper at Walt Disney World, like a Magic Your Way 5-day hopper. It was only like $200 less than what I renewed our DVC. So it was it was really a no-brainer to get them. You know,
I didn't think the tickets for Disneyland were that bad. I bought 3 of ours. I mean, they weren't terrible.
They're not terrible.
I mean,
Paige not going there.
Well, I mean, she just got a new job, so
that's true.
I've asked her like 17 times, "Are you going?" She never gave me an answer. So that's my answer.
So if we do go down, which most likely we are, when we ride Radiator Springs, we won't have that weird issue where we have 7 people and 6 seats.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's going to be up in Chi-Town, I guess. So we'll see. I don't know.
Awesome.
All right, well, have fun, Ricky, and be careful going down.
I'll
have a good trip, later. Ricky.
All right.
I'm about to get into some tacos.
Go eat some tacos and don't.
Ricky, me too.
I was going to say, don't comment on what I just texted you guys.
Me too. I'll see you later.
All right, see you guys.
Wait, hang on. After this.
Yo quiero taco,
Yeah.